best fragrance products in the world, you need to go to ashkicking.com. That is ashkicking.com. Keep your home smelling fresh and clean with Ash Kicking fragrance products. Treat your skin and hair with Ash Kicking all-natural health and beauty products. What's going on, y'all? And welcome to another edition of the great Dante's Boxing Nation radio show. I am your host, Dante. Hold on, y'all. What's going on with my mic over here? I don't hear myself. What's going on with my mic? Hey, let me go ahead and make sure you guys are hearing me over here. Are you guys hearing me over here? This is killing me. Yeah, we're about to get started, y'all. We're about to start right now. Hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. Okay, there we go. All right, y'all. Let's go ahead and get this cracking. Dante's Boxing Nation, and welcome to another great edition of the Dante's Boxing Nation show. Let me go ahead and introduce my panel, and let me go ahead and introduce the champions in the building. First things first, before I get to the champions, let me go ahead and introduce my man, Kirk Jackson. He's a boxing writer, a former fighter. What's going on, Kirk?
Hey, what's going on, Dante? What's going on, champ? How you guys doing?
All right. Now let me go ahead and introduce the champions in the building. This man right here is a champion at 168. He got a big fight coming up. He been knocking cats out left and right. My man in the building, David Benavidez. What's going on, David?
What's up, man? I just want to give everybody, thank you for all the support and they're giving me throughout these past couple of years. It's really great. Thank you so much.
All right. Now let me go ahead and introduce the other champ. I'm gonna still call him a champ because he ain't lost his belt. So let me go ahead and introduce the other champ in the building, former junior welterweight champion, Jose Benavidez. Has got a real big fight coming up against Terrence Crawford. What's going on, Jose?
Hey, what's up? How's it going? Everything's good. I want to thank you, for inviting me to your show, and everybody stay tuned because it's gonna be fireworks thrown October 13th.
That's what it is. We're gonna be talking a lot about that fight. Let me go ahead and once again thank everybody for tuning in. We got my man over here. This man right here is putting together one of the best events that's helping the sport grow. And matter of fact, you guys gonna see me at that event, and everybody in this over here in the studio. My man Alonzo with Fan Expo. What's going on, Alonzo?
I'm doing great.
Talking to the microphone. Try to talk into the microphone.
Great. Dante, it's a pleasure to be here. We haven't seen each other on that show for about a year from now. It was about a year.
About a year.
I think it was on May 6th. We did the last Expo, and it was amazing. You were there. We had all the stars lined up.
Yep.
Duran. We had
Tyson.
Mike Tyson. That was in the last few years. We had Tommy Hearns.
Yeah.
We had Sergio Martinez in the past. Sean Porter. Abner Maris. Everybody was in the house.
Mm-hmm. So you might as well let
Mayweather Promotions. Let's not forget about them.
Yeah. Mayweather showed up. Showed up. He came in through the back door when everybody was gone, but he showed up though, right?
That's why I always tell people you got to stay until the end, because he came around 4 o'clock. People were starting to wonder if he was going to come or not, and then he did have a surprise. So my best thing is that when you come to the expo, bring some good shoes, bring some money, and spend the whole day there from 10 a.m. to all the way to 5 p.m. because you never know who's going to show up. Besides the fighter we already announced. So that's what's up.
Hey, so let's go ahead and get into it. We're going to be talking about the Fan Expo throughout the night. But I want to go ahead and talk about this big fight that's involving Jose Benavidez right now. And then we're going to talk about another big fight that's involving the man next to me right here, David Benavidez. But Jose, how long? First of all, I want you to talk about how this all started. I remember I interviewed you like almost 2 years ago. You were one of the first people to call out Terrence Crawford when nobody was calling him out. So tell me, how that came about, what you thinking about calling him out, and when you confronted him. Just talk about all that if you can.
This has been going on for a while now. I want to say 3 years now. I want to fight the best, I've been wanting to fight him, he's been talking a lot of trash. So, we were supposed to fight. We were supposed to fight twice. It didn't happen. He kept telling everyone that I was a nobody, that I was easy. So, I told him, if I'm that easy, just take me out already, I feel like I'm the stronger. I don't feel like I know I'm the stronger and I'm the bigger guy, and I'm going to take his belt that night, October 13th.
You going? What is it about you that separates yourself from everyone else? I know it's a rhetorical question, but nobody was calling him out. Did that motivate you to call him out because nobody else was calling him out?
I see it this way, I train to win. and that's what we do. I'm not scared of anyone. I'll fight anyone. I want to fight the best of the best, and everyone thinks he's the best, and I'm going to show him who's the best that night, and I'm going to beat him.
Okay. What kind of sparring partners are you going to be working with to prepare for?
You know, I've had a few good sparring partners, and I want to name one to Jose Valenzuela. He's been working with us. He's actually going to do his debut. He's a phenomenal fighter, and he's going to be a world champion for sure. So you guys keep a lookout for him. He's been part of Team Benavidez for going on a year and a half now. So he's someone to look out for.
Okay. And you know what, fans? Once again, Jose Benavidez, David Benavidez, they're in the building right now. I want you guys to call in. For some of you fans that said, you know, you didn't like this fight or you thought this was a cherry pick for Terrence Crawford, I want you to call in and you explain this to Jose Benavidez. I want y'all to explain that to him since he's in the studio. You know, I mean, I know that's just more motivation for Jose, you know, so I can't wait to see the fight, man. I can't wait to see the fight. We're going to be jumping all over the place. And once again, guys, the number is on the screen if you guys want to call in and join the conversation. David Benavidez, man, the super middleweight champion, is in the building right next to me. David, you got something brewing right now. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, you know, I got my mandatory against Anthony Dirrell. You know, it's going to be great. Right now, we're still waiting for the confirmation on the date. Al Heyman obviously has something planned for me. But it's going to be a great fight. You know, Anthony Dirrell always comes to fight, no matter who he fights, you know, and, you know, this is my time. You know, I'm not going to have these old dudes coming in here trying to take what's mine. So, you know, I'm putting everybody into retirement.
Man, into retirement. And you knocking everybody out. You know, speaking of knocking everybody out, man, you got a crazy history when it comes to your past. You know, the way, you know, it was unorthodox the way you came up. Because a lot of these fighters, like your brother, has hundreds of amateur fights. I want you to explain, how many amateur fights did you have?
I had about 10 fights. And, you know, I think that's what really motivated me to, you know, really come up hard and let everybody know how it was, because I feel like I didn't really get the respect I deserve. You know, when I was coming up with the prospects, there was a lot of prospects that are over, you know, they're more hyped than me, and I won, you know, I became the youngest to win the super middleweight title in history, you know what I mean? So now I feel like I'm getting the respect I deserve, but it's just time to keep pushing it, you know, and become what I know I could be.
Yeah, I mean, the way you going right now, man, you're going to be top 10 pound for pound in a minute. I mean, is there anyone else on your short list? I mean, are you looking at certain fighters and saying, man, this is the dude I want to fight. He's going to catapult my career to pound-for-pound status?
There's a lot of dudes right now. Of course, you know, the one main fight I would love to get, but, you know, but the things, the complications between the promotion companies be Zurdo Ramirez. That would be a great fight. You know, George Groves, Chris Earbanks, all them dudes. Maybe, I don't know, maybe if I could probably, you know, move up to 175 and get Rujay, if that's a possibility.
Ooh.
But we got a lot of people on our list.
That's another good one. That's another good one. Y'all hearing it from the super middleweight champion of the world, David Benavidez.